Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable essay. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hello everyone and welcome to the ECAC Division A SSBU Grand Finals. My name is Soy. Joining me is Keel Miles on that side of the screen, I believe. And we're getting ready for Grand Finals of Fisher Navy versus Northwood to cap off our December Smash seed.
I couldn't be more excited. So there was a chance, just a chance, that we were going to see a double Fisher Grand Finals. As interesting as that could have been, it was Northwood who'd put a stop to Fisher White's run. And now, continuing their way through the bracket, we are going to see even more mayhem coming up. I'm personally very excited to see what these players bring to the table. Obviously, Northwood has had a very strong run so far, but Fisher is going to be the toughest challenge they ever could have faced.
Yeah, I mean, this Fisher Navy squad, number 2 seed overall entering this bracket, but you look at their playoff run, they have just been stomping through the competition. Opening round, they beat Emory and Henry. And then the next round, they beat number 18 FAU Red. Number 7 seed, that St. Thomas Aquinas squad that we've known to make some deep playoff bracket runs, 2-0'd them. And then just last week, they get the 3-0 win over Pace Gold, the number 3 team in this bracket. But Northwood has kind of been that team of upsets. They've had to grind a little bit harder, but last week was their toughest challenge in the Fisher White squad, and that one got closer and closer, but they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, and now looking at this, like looking at the lineup, I understand why. Some of the strongest players we have gotten to see, especially looking at their wins, like we've seen players beating players like EJJ and Mr. L from St. John's. Those are very controlled players. Those are very they don't just get hit out of nowhere. Like, you've got to find ways to break through these players' defenses, and with unorthodox characters like Northwood has on their roster, that is exactly what they ended up doing. I mean, you witnessed it. I mean, we're going to see a little bit of it now as Frostbite is opening up against Tony Pajamas.
This one's going to be fun to watch. Tony Pajamas, one of the key players of this Fisher squad. I mean, Fisher, so many of these players for this school and this program have that kind of pop-off potential. Tony Pajamas in particular has had some massive performances on the big stage. Frostbite's certainly going to have their hands full, but Frostbite also, I think for Northwood, if they are going to win this grand final, he has to have a pop-off day.
Yeah, and we're seeing a very nice keep-away game from the side of Frostbite, not letting Tony Pajamas get any way in. Staying outside of the PK Fire burst range and now going off stage for an aggressive edge guard, but it's the ledge trap into a grab. Frostbite is watching for Tony's options, but Tony delays them all, and that gives Tony stage control. Taking away center stage, and now the platform is Tony's playground. Is this all they need? No jump, but Frostbite does recover.
Frostbite did a pretty good job, but that's a missed tech. That was dangerous, but he'll be able to make it back to stage. But right now, Frostbite really struggling to get out of this corner. Does get the second tech and falls out of that forward air. But all of a sudden, that huge percent lead that Frostbite had built up is quickly being mitigated. But there's a lot of quick kill options in Roy's kit, and that forward tilt ever present, and finally catches Tony Pajamas for the first stock.
That play around the shield, Soy, no fear from Frostbite, just dipping and diving right out of Tony's threat range, waiting for Tony to pick an option, and now, off of the opening, Frostbite gained from that, they get the stock, and they're continuing the momentum now. At low percents, Frostbite isn't necessarily getting these huge combos, but Tony is consistently being beat out in the range game.
The spacing by Frostbite on a couple of these dashes has been really good. Really making great use of that disjoint, that sword, and now really continuing to rack up this percent. The down tilt's going to catch on the air dodge too. They run off, but they don't get the forward air. The up B is going to catch them, and Tony Pajamas has answered back.
Oh, just a little too high. Immediate jab back here to answer it back, but you know, Frostbite's kicking themselves for that error, especially when they had that lead. Now, this victory so far, or this lead so far, is particularly impressive because it's Tony Pajamas, the player who we have seen sweep through entire rosters on par with Northwood. Northwood, it may have been an upset so far, but we might have to change those seedings in future seasons if they're going to keep up this pressure. But Tony is not to be deterred. Tony adapts so fast, as already has Frostbite on the ledge, catches them on the get up, forward throw again. Is this going to be Frostbite's stock?
That air dodge was dangerous, but he got around and got back to that ledge. These grabs also have been so threatening. I actually like the mix-up there for the dash attack, but it nearly gets him killed as the shield come through, and the back throw nearly able to take that stock. 54% here on Tony Pajamas. That's the extra credit that Frostbite has built up, and the drift to get back so smart, but the back throw will eventually be able to take that stock away. Last stock here on the opening match.
And you can see Frostbite trying to bring back that discipline, but one offstage situation. That's been Tony's win condition so far, exploiting Roy's limited options. Dancing Blade, now an opportunity here. Goes for the jab back here, but perfect DI out from Tony Pajamas. Tony's so aware of Frostbite's win condition, of these kill confirms, of the power of that jab, and is not giving Frostbite any opportunity, Soy.
I like what Frostbite's been doing with those side Bs, the switch up of the angles to put Tony Pajamas in different spots, and here the fall down is going to get caught by the back air. Thought he stalled long enough, but not quite. Frostbite takes the opener.
That right there is a very good sign if you're Northwood, and not just because you have the one stock advantage. You see, Fisher College has always been the adaptation team. They sometimes cut it a little bit close in the first round, and then they come back swinging, more than swinging in the second round, taking so many stocks. That's what happened previously. Fisher was pushed to last hit, last stock. Tony came back the next time, took 11 stocks in grand finals of a LAN not too long ago, CECC East. Here's the thing. Fisher White played Northwood last week, so they had the VOD, they had the information, they had everything they needed to take notes, to prepare, and yet still being completely ready for Frostbite. Frostbite was still able to take down Tony Pajamas, which is a very good sign in my book.
Yeah, Fisher College, certainly a team that does their homework, and this program just continues to, output such huge amounts of talent and progress. And here you see on the biggest stage, Tony Pajamas has kind of been the X factor of this squad. He's again kind of had that pop-off potential. Like you mentioned, he's had these big swings, these big victories, but here dropping that first set is just what Northwood needs. And Northwood is a team that they are kind of snowbally, right? When they win that first set, they all of a sudden have that momentum. You can feel it around all of the, various players that they can opt to send in. And all of a sudden they feed off each other. And it feels like that's starting to go starting to go Northwood's way. They take the opener. Frostbite's got that extra sock. We'll see if he can get any more extra credit for this crew battle as we get ready for the next match.
Yeah, and I'm already kind of pumped for this because Fisher has answers to literally everything that Northwood has in their roster. We've seen a tiny bit of their roster, only 3 players last time they were on stream, but what else do they have for us? That is what is going to be on the table. Additionally, what I do want to say, Frostbite opened that up really strong, but Tony started to bring it back towards the end. Tony found his win condition of putting Frostbite off stage and exploiting the fact that as much as you conserve your resources, Ness has answers to every single one of them without ever putting himself in danger. This time, is Frostbite going to have that same strong opening? Is Frostbite going to take some early stocks? Or is the Fisher representative going to be ready, going to be immediately swinging, exploit the same offstage weaknesses that we saw before, and even this up?
It's going to be really interesting to see who Fisher opts to send in. Obviously, they've got so many players to pull from, but you look at this roster in particular, there's a lot of big names that stand out. On the flip side of that, Frostbite on this Roy has been exclusively their character throughout this season. They haven't changed things up throughout the entirety of this fall split. But you look around at Frostbite, and the reason I think he's such a standout player for this roster is that Roy is such an explosive character. He can get kills early. He can rack up percent very quickly, and he has a lot of good options. But against this Northwood squad, like you said, Northwood has answers to everything. It's a question. It almost flips the coin of, we talk about how Fisher is really good at adapting, but now the emphasis is on Northwood. Now that you are in the lead in terms of stocks, but when you're going to be playing from disadvantage down 2 stocks entering this next one, can you get anything more? Can you build off your lead? Northwood's been really good at that, but it's a weird juxtaposition of starting from disadvantage, but holding the lead. That's where Northwood is going to have to find their way through the gray.
Yep, and now as we're preparing, the bands are out for this next match, I'm going to take a look at what I'm expecting to see from Frostbite. Frostbite, their main strength, I feel, was using their movement to bait out unsafe options from their opponent and capitalizing hard on it. We saw that a couple times. The very prominent shield interaction we saw where Tony was just in shield and Frostbite was hopping around, using empty lands quite a bit before finally finishing off with a strong nair. I'm curious how they're going to use that this time. how are you going to use your play around platforms, sliding off, falling through platforms to get these openings on whoever is coming up next? They do have that option. It is small battlefield coming up. They do have this close quarters combat available to them on these two platforms. But is it going to be enough right here? So that's all I got to say. Just keep an eye on Frostbite's movement right out of the gate and see how their opponent reacts to it. Do they respect it too much? Not at all. Is it going to be a sword duel? Is that what we're seeing here? Because we have, I think that's G Extreme coming in here against Frostbite to continue this match.
G Extreme stepping in as the second member of Fisher College. They are obviously the Roy with 3 stocks to Frostbite's 1. Obviously, in a Ditto can be very explosive with 2 characters that can really take advantage of their speed. And oh my goodness, right off the bat, Frostbite says, yeah, I don't care if I'm down 2, I want more. And an early forward smash gives them an even bigger lead.
Yeah, and that right there was literal day 1 Roy ledge trapping, but it's so good. Jab, jab, jab. You have to time your get up attack perfectly to get through that, and G Extreme sadly did not. Ooh, forward tilt. Knocks Frostbite away, but a well-timed neutral get-up. Frostbite is showing very good awareness of G Extreme's options, but then there's the same ledge trap all over again. We just saw this, reusing the same assets, lazy production value. But even so, even with that reuse, G Extreme will end up getting the jab forward smash ledge trap, and even though there is still a small lead for the side of Northwood, Fisher is fighting back.
Fisher is, and they're interestingly enough, G Extreme is going to be locked in on that Roy, but you know, two stocks taken the same way. Anything you can do, I can do better. It feels like they're saying to each other here. Is G Extreme, the interesting thing that I've noted about G Extreme is that they've mostly gone Steve throughout the season. The Roy hasn't really been used all that frequently, but here they are stepping in, taking that first stock, and although they are down 1 entering this next set, G Extreme certainly no slouch of their own right.
Yeah, certainly not. In general, I don't mind this switch up from them. I think Roy, I'm not going to say Roy is an easy character because he's not. Roy can get beat up hard off stage, which is why he was considered maybe just high tier for a lot of his lifespan before people really explored just how momentum based this character is, just how much his kill power can swing this matchup. Last week, we were talking about it a lot. Stray hit kill power was the buzzword last brought to the table. And that pretty much means that at any point throughout the match, if you just hit a random tap of a random move you weren't even intending to land, is that going to lead to a kill? For Roy, stray hit kill power is through the roofs. A landing aerial, a jab, a rising aerial, all of them can be converted to either massive damage or stocks in the right positions, as we saw there with that jab ledge trapping.
Yeah, and that's going to be a huge emphasis also in these upcoming matches, because you also look at Northwood and some of the characters that they play. In particular, the character or player that steps out or that kind of comes to prominence for that type of playstyle, SGP, So Good Pop, the Wii Fit trainer. With the damage output that Wii Fit can do, they did so much damage to St. John's. It was really a struggle to get anything done against that Wii Fit, and that's going to be a huge emphasis coming into this matchup whenever Northwood decides to send him in. Sensational, also a player to kind of keep your eye on. Captain Falcon and Sephiroth is what we've seen from them throughout this season. 2 characters that also can be, very impactful in terms of the boxing ability and in terms of just how snowbally they can be at times. And against Roy, you got a lot of options here, but Northwood, we talked about it. It feels like once they grab momentum, it is about keeping it going, and they usually find ways to extend it. They're still holding on to that lead, but G Extreme's Roy, Roy is a character that can pull off comebacks fairly quickly with that kind of quick kill power that they've got.
Yeah, I like characters with that high kill power, high consistency, and most importantly, ability to just sneak out stocks out of nowhere at anywhere between, 30 and 120. You will see Roy's sometimes, I don't want to say struggle to kill, because the thing about Roy, they have these early kill setups. They have these ledge traps with the jab back air, jab forward smash. But in the long run, Roy also just has massive kill power with the forward tilt, with the forward smash. So we'll see how that pays off as I hear the players getting into the match now. That is, well, a 1 stock lead for Northwood, but we'll see if they manage to hold on to that in this stage of the career battle.
Player number 2 for the side of Northwood, it's Copel on the King K rule. A gamble in their own right to send in a heavy, but one that could go very heavily in their favor if Copel plays it right. Roy versus King K rule once again on small battlefield.
Yeah, and here's the thing about a good K rule. It's harder for them to get those stray hits, but as soon as they land, it's almost instant death for a good K rule. They get that reverse hit, 35% already tech situation, but Copel just not fast enough to cover that tech roll away, and that means we're going to see G Extreme, another neutral opening. They're blowing them away. No double jump right here. Has to recover very low.
Those low recoveries, there's not too much G Extreme can do about it, and now they're being forced off stage. That down air, or sorry, back air, could be very devastating. Dash attack's nearly gonna kill. Love the runoff nair there, but he's able to sneak around it just in time. Spacing not on point, but there the up tilt gonna knock him away. Cannonball will connect there, catching the drift in. G Extreme down to their last stop.
Yeah, an unexpected option right there because of the fall down. I don't think G Extreme was ready for the trajectory that cannonball took, but the Super Rubber does get Copel out of that extension, and now they're sitting on this side platform pretty as can be. Ooh, sent way far off stage. They reflect their own crown to avoid that simple edge guard, but a ledge regrab right here could be death. Unfortunately, G Extreme does not capitalize, and now they're the ones who are on the ledge, have to get around the ledge trapping. Ooh, double jab on shield.
Really smart play there from Extreme along the ledge. They don't get a capitalization, but I like the play there. They just tried the mind game a little bit too hard along that ledge, but now they're really getting beat up for it. 62, and now they're able to get that jab back air. So 1 stock off of Copel, but I say this time and time about the heavies. They are meant for taking stocks, and right now Extreme is at very high percent going up against the heavy. That nair gonna knock them off stage once more. Low recovery, but the up B clips them through the stage, but the forward air is gonna knock them right back off. And Copel, he's feeling confident right now. Ledge trap on point, doesn't opt to fall through, and once again, these kind of odd options of the cannonball usage continuing to catch G Extreme and knock them off stage.
Ooh, dashes back way farther than G Extreme ever would have expected. Crown into the cannonball sends you straight up into oblivion, and that is going to be a 2-stock lead for Northwood as Copel demonstrates their, well, more than proficiency, mastery of every single tool in K-Rool's kit.
Huge win there for Copel to take down G Extreme, only dropping a stock in the process as well. That's a pretty solid lead that Northwood's now got for themselves here. The way these two have played, it's usually pretty close per player between sets, except for, I mean, Northwood, or sorry, I should say Fisher, they're known for these big swing victories, 9 points or 7-point leads. Now they're playing in these very tight, close sets that Northwood has kind of had to grind through like they have through their postseason run. It'll be interesting to see because now Fisher, they are the ones down 5 full stocks here. And that's going to be a lot to take against the Northwood squad that's still playing hot.
Yeah, and Copel in particular, the fact that this K rule can clip you with 1 hit, do 50%, another hit and you're dead, that's 2 neutral interactions, and well, in theory, you can just not have that, and just avoid those neutral interactions altogether. That is going to be very difficult to do, but if I'm hearing this right, it looks like we have the final defender of Fisher coming in here. It's Sonics.
Yep, and Sonics, I mean, we talk about, the big players on, a lot of these rosters, the anchors, the ones who are known for just being either the cleanup crew or, those big, heavy sweep type of players. Sonics is that guy for Fisher. This Sonic player, I mean, obviously, if you've seen the competitive scene, he stands out. He's such a, a talent here. And Fisher, he's a huge reason why Fisher is undefeated this season and the number 2 seed. Every time Sonic steps into the ring, you go, oh boy, here we go again. How do we combat this Sonic?
And in particular for K-Rool, how do you even lay a finger on him? Like, that's what I have. What I was trying to get at is the fact that any character, or most characters in the game with perfect movement can kind of just invalidate K-Rool as a character. K-Rool relies on you slipping up in your movement. Sonic's has the movement. Sonic has the movement like in his toolkit, and Sonic's is the master of it. I mean, if you've been keeping an eye out on Twitter, one of the Japanese rankings that just came out put Sonic's at 3rd in the world. Like, this is frankly dominance on a scale we have not seen. And the fact that Sonic's is now bringing it in here, I mean, he is the player who I feel like is favored in a 5-stock to 3 situation.
Yeah, one of few, right? I mean, there's so few. I mean, we talk about, a lot of these players can or have that potential to pop off, to take, 7, 8 stocks. When you're down in a situation like this and you have to take the next 5, that is a tall task for anyone still. And yet Fisher continually, finds ways to be in the advantageous side of it because of players like Sonic's and their expertise, especially across, any matchup, right? Sonic is one of those characters that kind of does their own thing. They control the pace of a matchup. And going up against K-Rool typically, like you said, is more, well, I want to say trap-based, but it's more like you said. They catch people's movement, right? They are good at punishing. So it's a question of how on point is Sonic's entering this match, and Sonic's has been on point all season. Anything Copel gets here is gravy. The question is, how much does he get?
All right. How does Copel keep Sonic's out? How does Copel bait Sonic's in a way Sonic's doesn't actually want to go in? That's what I'm curious about. Because you can go in, invite Sonic in with a counter hit and then invite Sonic in to get a hit and then counter hit with one of your super armor moves. Ooh, gets a jab right there. Tech chase, follows the jump up. Right here, Copel hasn't overextended yet, but there's the grab. Lands with the Nair. Offstage situation. One good read right here. Nair ledge trapping. Nair into the grab. Uses that hit stun to extend, but goes way too deep. Able to get around their own crown, but there is a spin dash situation. Sonic goes way off stage, but Sonic isn't able to finish the kill quite yet. An SD from Sonic.
That's huge. Ooh, good parry. Yeah, that SD so early in percent. I think he was only at something like 60 or so when he drops that first stock, but Sonic's now, you can see, playing very patient in terms of these edge guards, waiting for King K-Rool to throw out an option, and now you can see the chase down. Sonic's knows that he's up against it right now. He's got to find a way to take these stocks quickly, goes out for a potential edge guard, but has to be cautious. That neutral B could have been devastating. He's at 46 here. That Nair ledge trapping is so good, continually catching Sonic's and working on that percent right now. 56 on his second stock. And this rage that Copel has, does he survive the forward air? Yes, he does. Does he find another way back? The heavy survivability of this crocodile just continues to be a menace to Sonic's.
This is the best K-Rool recovery I've ever seen in my life, Soy. How are they alive? After all of this, Copel goes for the trade and yet still hangs on. Sonic's, this is flowchart. You do not want to give them a single option where you are in danger. Finally, the back air will finish them off, but you've got to be sweating after Copel refused to give up after all of that. Lands with the Nair again. The counter hit puts Sonic's in disadvantage again, but throws that crown a little too high. Sonic's was able to slip underneath it. Now Sonic's is putting the pressure on, 64% already, and Soft Hit Hair doesn't connect this time, Soy.
Dangerous spot here. Sonic's has to be really careful. 85%, and King K-Rool, we talk about heavies being able to take stocks. This is kind of that dangerous percentage where one good, strong hit will do it, and maybe a back throw from ledge with a little bit of rage will, and all of a sudden, Sonic's is on to their last stock here. It's last stock apiece. Copel at 82, but still, if Sonic's gets in, that chip damage could come online.
The 2-hit projectile having the ability to clank and then hit with spin dash is huge. But if Sonic just goes right through the first hit and then finishes it off, we're not really going to see that often. I'm expecting Copel to go for another trade at some point, but they used up all their resources in the end. I don't know if they were going for some side B shenanigans and were caught in end lag. Either way, though, taking 2 stocks off of Sonic's is a feat that most players in this entire league have not achieved. Now this is 1 stock from Sonic's against 3 from Northwood. And still I'm scared for them.
Understandably so. I mean, we've seen Sonic's, I mean, even when Northwood, doesn't have the most explosive of days, even when they have to, grind out a set a little bit more, or, they only take 2-3 stocks per player, it still seems that they find ways to, that anchor continually becomes cleanup crew. And Sonic's has been that guy time and time again. If they need, 2-3 stocks, Sonic steps in and says, okay, I've got this. 5 is a lot to play cleanup crew for, and now you're down to your last one. You got to take 3 off a Northwood squad that's still playing hot, playing with confidence. And Copel, I like what you said about, in terms of how the matchup played out, in terms of Sonic's getting in, but in a way that Copel was at least, it's like picking your poison, right? If Copel if Sonic's gets in, he can do less damage and maybe it'll trade, or a lot of damage if Copel picks the wrong option. And Copel did a really good job because everything felt like he had to do so much work. So many multi-hits from Sonic just continued to chip through that armor, but it's armor. It's a move that's being thrown out. So Sonic's is going to take something in return every single time. Copel played that very well to get Sonic's down to his last stock.
And yet Sonic's, obviously, also played that very well. And what I love about Sonic's is that he is a player who has the wherewithal where he will go, okay, you want to play this game? You want to play like that? I am going to play optimal, and there is literally nothing you can do to contest it. When they had Copel off stage, and oh, this could be bad. An explosive character right here from Sensational on the Falcon, but a very exploitable character too. But like I was saying, Sonic's had K-Rool off stage and just dropped the uppie over and over again for 3%. That is the length that Sonic's is willing to go. So if we see that again here against the Falcon, this could not be a pretty scene. Even in this situation, I have to favor Sonic's, and you might be about to see why. Let's see if Sensational can prove me wrong.
Sensational has been really good on both the Sephiroth and the Falcon, but I do agree kind of with the Falcon pick. The problem is Sonic has been so good. Are we really about to see it fall here? Even 3 stocks to 1, but look at the combo game, and those up airs are going to be so devastatingly good. Sensational knows all they need is 1 stock here, and everything they get, they've got 3 chances to do it. Falcon's got pretty good kill power, but it's going to rely on a little bit of setup or catching a mistake. And so far, Sonic's has not made that many. He's only at 35, and already this Falcon is up to 104. The down B's going to clip, but not too much off the back of it.
Yeah, it doesn't get much off of that edge trap situation. Sonic's just dancing right in front of them, spinning around, but Sensational has no answer for it for the time being. Throwing out a lot of moves, getting a lot of stray hits, but unable to convert those stray hits, even a falling upper at one point, into any more damage. It has just been that, and on a combo character like Falcon, you would hope that the plan here was get 1 hit and convert it into a kill, but we haven't seen that at all so far, Soy.
Really difficult spot. Even there, fighting through the Raptor boost, and the down B, once again, not clipping, just barely out of range. That one clanking, but not any damage taken. Forward air's gonna land, and all of the hits find their mark, and all of a sudden, Sensational drops their first stock. Only 43% dealt to Sonic's here. That's not a whole lot, all considered. They're playing fantastic defense, and now the opening, look at this, 41 off of all of those up airs, the percent back to even, and still Sensational. That's the first hit they found on the second stock. They're looking for more, but the landing nair and all of that into the back air as well. Sensational really has to be careful here.
But I worry here, we're seeing options that aren't even, potentially going to work. Gets the falling up air, but does not try to extend it into a combo. That double hit right there, 92%. Now 1 more stray hit will do it. Sonic's knows it, Sensational knows it. Goes way up into the air, tries to connect it, trades with that. 104% on Sonic's, but this is well within the possibility of a comeback.
An opening here for Sonics. Look at the damage, 41 already onto this Captain Falcon. And Sonics has proven that once you get this Captain Falcon into the red, they are killable, but a misstep there. 116 now. A back air is going to land, but it's not enough. I feel like an up B along this ledge might be close enough, but a back air is going to land, and the forward tilt. Jump use. He's still able to grab that ledge, still in a dangerous spot.
Maybe uppy out of shield, some kind of option to finish off this stock. What can Sensational find? Not putting yourself off stage. That's not how you do it, because you know Sonics does not let these win conditions drop. But a down tilt, is that it? No, Sonics holds on. Fisher, to my knowledge, has never lost a game. This would be their first. Can Northwood do it right here and now? One more option, one down tilt, and that's going to be it. A point on the board for Northwood. And even though Fisher has plenty of time to make this comeback, this is history made in the finals of ECAC.
Huge win for Northwood there. They take the first set of this best-of-5 grand final. Huge turning point. And Sensational certainly looked shaky at times, but anyone's going to look shaky going up against Sonics. But the down tilts coming through, not a move we often see from Captain Falcons in terms of ways that you think about killing, but I think at the end of the day, we talk about those quick kill options, and that down tilt at that percent when Sonics is looking to jump around, make moves, maybe even catch him trying to input something and not DIing correctly, that down tilt was a very strong answer to clean up that set.
Purposeful or not, the fact of the matter is, it's not a common move for Falcon, and it's not a common move for Sensational. We didn't see that down tilt once that entire match. It's oftentimes a two-frame tool. Like, we don't really see that as an extender all too much. And yet, the fact that they were able to throw it out right at the end, it is, for one, I believe it has 2 hits right there, but even if it doesn't, it lingers for a while, as you saw, just throwing it out there, and Sonics would still end up running into it. And when Sonics ends up trying to perfectly space aerials, it catches Sonics on the landing, because you duck down, you avoid the aerial, and then more than that, you would also see Sonics fall right into the lingering down tilt. So intelligent mix-up right there, understanding that everything you've been trying throughout the whole match hasn't been working for you, so pulling out that down tilt right there at the end, that was great from Sensational.
It got a little dangerous there for Sensational, though. Sonics did a really good job of exploiting the openings that they got. That second stock in particular, I mean, at 0%, after they take that first stock with the forward air, they find one opening, and then they just continue to juggle Captain Falcon. Even at the end of that stock, I believe they took it by trading down B with up air right off the top blast zone. So You're seeing Sonics, when they get these openings, they are on point. I mean, you talked about it in the previous match against Copel, right? The kind of mindset to say, okay, if you want to play this way, I can continue to play this way, and I'm not going to get overzealous, eager. I'm not going to be a little jumpy and try and make a play happen. I'm going to wait for you to make a mistake because I know how to punish it. And that's what you saw, especially early on in that set against Sensational, was Sensational would throw out something a little riskier, the down Bs, the side Bs, and shield, punish. It was that simple at times for Sonics, and that's how they got it very close, but at the end, just kind of ran out of runway.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it might have been over for Sensational. We saw a lot of things that just straight up wouldn't work. We saw like a falling up air into up tilt, but Sonics was way up in the air. Even if Sonics just immediately like fast fell, I don't think we would have seen any sort of punish from that. Like, it's these little things where it's like, it felt like they weren't even ready to get the hits that they were getting. And that's natural to feel when you've thrown out maybe you have like a 5% accuracy in terms of throwing moves out and actually connecting them. However, the fact that Sensational had the resolve to not let that get to them, to not just go for the most ludicrous options, like throwing out smash attacks that aren't safe, throwing out like down smash and forward smash. We saw one forward smash. But either way, they didn't fall into that trap. They were able to use the tools they had available to them to catch Sonics in the end. Now, though, Now we got to figure out where you go from here. You have one key answer to Sonics, and that is Copel opening it up right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have the picks coming out right here. It's going to be Copel and Sonics open it up in the run back. 3 stock versus 3 stock. This is their best chance of making a dent in Sonics.
And I love this play from both of these schools. Fisher College saying, okay, Sonics, we know that was, a rough loss for you to take, but he's the player that's been playing the hottest today, so why not start him, see how much you can get off the back of it. And Northwood kind of reading the play here and saying, okay, you want to send in your anchor this early? Let's send in our best counter in this K-Rule and see what he can do. The guy who eliminated 2 stocks from him last time, we'll have to see what he can do here as the percent just barely favoring Sonics off the bat here.
Now Sonics has K-Roll and a more comboable percent, breaking through a lot of these options that were previously safe on hit, but a trade right there at the ledge, not expecting Copel to ignore the ledge altogether and come down with a spike, and that means Copel has the initial advantage here against Sonics.
Huge opening stock there. They're going to answer back, though, and they're in the back air, able to take it. So back to dead even between these two. 2 stocks apiece in this opening round of match number 2. But this neutral game also kind of back to where it was in the previous set, right? These multi-hits have to break through that armor. Counter comes through, but it doesn't connect. And this is a huge opportunity for Sonics. Doesn't get too much off the back of it, though. Just a homing attack at the end of the day. And the percent, as long as Copel keeps this even, I love this for Northwood.
Gets the tech, but covers the tech with the back air. That's the intelligent play you expect to see from Sonic, adapting to Copel's ironclad defense and finding ways to turn it against them, as Copel has already put way off stage, and this is the unwinnable checkmate situation we saw before, but that time Copel is able to hold in, avoid that high damage punish. Crown in hand, uses the punish on shield. Up air though, catches Sonics, and they are off stage.
Died at 74. That's such a huge early stock for Copel to take. It's back to even in terms of that stock count, but you gotta feel like how long does Copel have on this one? 120, and Sonics has been so good at cleaning up these stocks here. Does he have anything left in the tank? He's gonna get homing attacked once again. There's another attempt to get back. The forward air helps him to do so, and now everything Copel gets here, any chip damage he finds is gonna be gravy, but the back air nearly finding it, threatening, still not enough. And now the spring edgeguard once more. Does he fade back? No! Just too much on it to get back to the ledge. Right idea, wrong execution, and Sonics holds on to their last stock.
And what I love about that, what I love so much about that, Soy, it would have worked. It would have gotten them back to ledge. Would it have gotten them off of ledge? That's a different story. But that is the kind of ingenuity you need. That is the kind of unorthodox option that Sonics forces out of you with just smothering play like that at the ledge. Like I said, checkmate situation. If Sonics doesn't mess up with the spring right there, there is no coming back for K-Rool. And yet, we saw Copel hold on, wait for the tiniest of mistakes, not even just a slip up, just an unoptimal spring placement, and that is all that Copel needed to get themselves back onto stage. In the end, though, Sonic showed their adaptation, showed their ability to clean this up, because even though that looked pretty similar to what we saw at the end of last match, now you've got Sonics with 1 stock going up against the rest of Northwood, and Sonics with 1 stock, as we saw, can be terrifying.
And now that's the question, the mind game that you have to play. If you put yourself in the shoes of Northwood here, you think, okay, Copel is off the board. He's out for the rest of this second round. We've got 2 players left. If you look at what happened in that previous set, Frostbite's been playing hot, had a great kind of opening start to the day against Tony Pajamas, but Sensational, who's been their anchor for most of the time, really struggled to take that last stock. Do you want to bet it all on Frostbite being that anchor, thinking that Sensational might lose a lot of stocks going up against Sonics, or do you put in Frostbite as the second man, which is a potentially more dangerous matchup against Roy versus Sonic, and still trust Sensational to be that anchor?
I feel like Frostbite has that more of an X factor, more of an explosive kill factor. We saw it a lot versus Tony. We saw the jabs come out, and yeah, I think Frostbite is the right move here. The fact that if you catch Sonics in the wrong ledge option, they're dead. The fact if you catch Sonics in the wrong landing, they're off stage. These are all things that are crucial right here, especially the disjoint, an ability to interrupt that spin dash, and you can see Sonics is just waiting, trying to get an edge on Frostbite's movement, and that's an overcommittal option, a dash attack, and Sonics is so quick to react.
Very quickly. And the other thing too, Frostbite, many a time in that set against Tony Pajama, things like dash attack and side B in particular were catching Ness time and time again. That's not going to be the case against Sonics with the movement that they have. But now Roy's off stage. Do they find an edge guard? No, the spring not going to be able to fall down either. A little bit of a misstep in terms of the spacing. That side B is going to help rack up the percent. But still, Sonics is only at 36, and already they've got this Roy up to 71. That up B is going to come in so clutch if it's able to armor through or get any more percent onto this Hedgehog. But look at the spacing, the back air so clean, and Sonics takes the first stock.
A little bit more right there, and ooh, great DI out to get the soft spot of that up air. No extension for you. Extended reach, though, for Frostbite, all with that up B. Doesn't overcommit on that side B, though. Sonics waits it out, but even the down tilt is not enough to stop the momentum. Still keeps their jump, gets back to ledge, and here's a tech chase right here, and they read it all, and it doesn't matter. Sonics has to play very carefully here. Ooh.
This is a back throw, and this is where things get dangerous. No. Look at that! The back air is so clean, and Sonics has taken 2 off of Frostbite. Can he get any more here? He's at 114, and this is where those quick kill options could come in. Reads that forward tilt was going to come through on that shield, but now the side B lands, jab. Whoa, but he falls out of the back air there, too low there, and now he's got to work even harder to take the stock.
It's too far. Up B, is that going to do it? No, Sonics holds on. And right here, one extension could be brutal. Doesn't overextend with that up air, though. That's a strong hit up air. That's going to do it. Sonics does go down after taking only 5 stocks. And that's me saying only, having seen Sonics 9 stock teams. This is a Sonics. This is a player that you cannot count out even when they are on 1 stock like that. We saw Frostbite take it over Tony Pajamas, and then only barely take it against 1 stock Sonics. That shows just how much of an X factor Sonics brings to the table. Massive deficit right here from the side of Northwood, but not unwinnable. Still going to be very hard when you look at who they're playing.
Frostbite holds on with 1 stock, and it's going to be difficult, especially knowing that they're going to be counterpicked here in terms of at least player count. At least the player count will go back to even, but now it is Fisher who has that advantage, that 2 stock lead headed into this next match. But I like, what you said. I think Frostbite is one of those players too that I think, they take their movement is very strong, and they're very good at finding openings. Sonics, obviously very strong in their own right. We praise him for, being this player who can not only clean up sets, but also be that heavy anchor and just come out, swinging, guns blazing in the opening rounds. And there's not a lot of strong or great answers that Northwood has to that Sonic as a character matchup in the first place. So having Frostbite being able to take out that stock is great, but now you're seeing the issue is that just to take down 1 stock at 0%, it's costing 2 or 3 of a player. Sonics is just that consistent, and now you have to find a way to battle back from a deficit. And Fisher playing with a lead, there's a reason that they're perfect this season so far until that last round.
Yeah, and this is a lead with adaptation factored in too. We're not going to see the same matchups most likely, as MD is going to be coming in to finish off this last stock from Frostbite, hopefully. Now, maybe a mispicked stage? I'm not sure. Either way, what you do have to keep in mind here, Pokemon Trainer is a character that can at times struggle with coming off the ledge, but that's often against characters who have longer range, like Samus, characters who are able to ledge trap without being right on the ledge, because then you leave yourself vulnerable to the Vine Whip shenanigans, to the Vine Whip going through the stage, Razor Leaf coming up, even just rising aerials from Charizard and Squirtle can be detrimental to a lot of people's playstyles. But if Frostbite is ready for all of them, is able to maintain their position on ledge and just throw out those jabs, keep Pokemon Trainer trapped on ledge, get those early kills from ledge traps, we could be seeing a couple stocks shed off of MD.
We'll have to see if that's the case. MD, again, one of the players that we didn't see in the last set, but very strong in their own right. And Pokemon Trainer, I mean, the fact that you can, kind of change up your playstyle completely between characters is always a threat. And certainly Frostbite's going to have their hands full here getting ready for this match. Let's see. Yep, it's going to be back to PS2. So hand warmers are done. 2 stocks off the board for Frostbite. Can MD take this cleanly? If they do, that's a massive lead for Fisher. Frostbite looking to try and equalize things. Can they do it here against MD's Pokemon Trainer?
Ooh, overshoot right there doesn't pay off for Frostbite, and that gives MD an opening, and they're not going to drop that whatsoever. Catches the jump right there, but clipped by the up B. Nice spacing by Frostbite. Ooh. Gets back to stage, but then there's a down tilt. Now going for the kill with this Ivysaur. Playing around this platform is a terrifying thing to do, but an air tech chase, can you get anything more off of it? Just soft hits. 39%, not a lot right here with Frostbite is trying to secure a kill.
This is a grab into the up air, and that's going to do it. Yep, that percentage and that lineup is just too strong. MD making quick work of Frostbite's third and final stock there. And the Squirtle pick doing a lot of the work, but Ivysaur, that was my big question mark. You mentioned it time and time again, the range that Ivysaur has, the hitboxes that Ivysaur has. It felt like that was going to be the portion of the game where it was going to be won or lost. Could MD take care of business with the Ivysaur, or would that be the window for Frostbite to get back into the game? Because once Charizard comes online, I mean, we're talking about a heavy Charizard with a lot of quick kill options. That's going to be really rough for Roy to deal with. But that Ivysaur, cleanly able to deal with Roy.
Yeah, Charizard has the raw kill power, certainly, but Ivysaur has the kill confirms, kill setups. The fact that a single Razor Leaf is death. The fact that a grab was death at the end there with down throw up air. The fact that you had to respect the platforms because a single up air might as well cover the entire thing. That is what we saw Frostbite contending with as soon as they got caught out on the ledge. But how did they get on the ledge? That was the Squirtle play. The fact that the way that first interaction played out, Frostbite tried to overshoot an aerial, and that means they went a little bit farther than MD would have expected, but MD ran right past it. They both went for an overshoot, so they both just crisscross, swap positions on stage. MD had the speed to capitalize off of it, and that meant, and that one opening that they got led to that full 60% right there. That's exactly what you want from a Squirtle. One tap, 60%, go to Ivysaur, secure the kill. That is flowchart gameplay right there. And the fact that they were able to do that shows that they have mastery over all 3 of those archetypes.
Yeah, and that's the scary part about MD, right? Is that it feels like it's, with a lot of Pokemon trainers, you can kind of look at one aspect of them and say, oh, their Squirtle is their best. Their combo game is so fantastic. But they can't seem to find kills with Ivysaur and Charizard. Or, oh, their Charizard, their survivability is so good. Their ability to find kill confirms with Ivysaur. It's usually one or the other. With MD, feels like that floor for Pokemon Trainer is just a little bit higher than a lot of people's ceilings is what you see with MD, and certainly showing that at least taking that first stock off the board. Now the question is for Northwood here, who do you send in? Is it Sensational's time to get back into the ring, or do you look at SGP, the Wii Fit trainer that we saw be fantastic against St. John's in that quarterfinal set? Wii Fit certainly does a lot of damage, but do you find easy kills against the Pokemon trainer? Maybe yes, maybe no, but that's the mind game and question mark that's on Northwood's mind at the moment.
Yes, it is, and it is going to be Sensational coming in here on the Falcon, and I'm curious to see what they do here, because we saw how Frostbite looked dominant in their initial set and then was a little bit floundering against Sonics. We didn't really get to see Sensational's full potential. Can they show it here and now against MD, or will it be another wash? Can they finish this off? Can they be the closer that Northwood needs? This is their test here and now. But right now, it's MD continuing that same game plan we saw previously.
This Squirtle's doing so much work, and like you said, it's bread and butter stuff that they are finding. 77 already onto this Captain Falcon, and they got to use their jump. Good air dodge around that down tilt there. That was a sneaky catch there from MD, but look at this down throw into the up air. Still not enough. They don't find the up B afterwards either. Sensational. They've got to find something here. They get the grab. They don't find the up air, though. That platform kind of getting in their way as MD able to escape for the moment, and a forward air still not going to be able to kill, and now Charizard's out. That kill power's online. They get the grab at center stage, and that's the top platform, sending them up off the top. Down goes Sensational's first stock.
I don't understand these waits that we're seeing from Sensational. They're a good bait at times, but if you never go for extensions, then your opponent is always going to know that, well, they can get out of your combo starters. Easy as pie. And grabbed out of their grounded up B as well. Sensational is being, well, I use it again in the Sonics match, but they are being smothered right here. Every single option they pick is immediately dash back countered.
They're getting caught time and time again. Squirtle's at, or sorry, MD is at 87, switching up
There
to
we
Squirtle,
go.
but they're going to get caught on that ledge. Down air comes through, so one stock down off of MD. And the momentum may be shifting back in Sensational's favor, but maybe only momentarily as the Squirtle's back on. And how do you find a way to hit this Squirtle? They get the Raptor boost into the Nair. Tether cancel was great, and the backer, the multi-hit, they don't parry the second one. Low recovery here, but Sensational makes it back only for a moment. Can they get around this ledge? Down tilt comes through. That's a down air, but he just doesn't quite get the timing right.
And now doesn't quite get the tech chase, but there's an attempt at an extension, but the switch does get MD out of it. Unfortunate for them. Gets an nothing off of that up air, and now we do see Sensational off stage again, but Flame Breath in the wrong direction. That gives Sensational another chance to get a Nair 1. Can they get anything more off of it? We'll use that low end lag to jab another ledge trap situation, Soy, but an up smash out of shield will be enough to take the stock.
Really smart play there from MD. You knew that Sensational wanted some sort of confirm to follow up into the knee or a stomp, and still MD, recognizing all of that was going to come off of a jump, and so he just immediately gets up, holds that shield long enough, and the second the jab stop, throw out that up smash, see if you catch him, and voila, they're able to take down Sensational's second stock. 43 on Sensational's last stock here, their last chance at winning this second set. MD at 110, but maybe they find something here. Nair's gonna knock them away for the moment, and just slowly, patiently drifting back as MD. Clipped by another back air, but still able to survive. These tether cancels also making things really tricky. Up B gets interrupted there. I think the very last hit of that Nair came through, and that up air's nearly gonna take it. Now Charizard's on the field. That one's not gonna be able to take the stock quite yet. Up B, no, wait, yes it is, just barely enough. Sensational has brought this back to last stock, but the tech read in catches him. 133 on Sensational.
Yeah, Sensational has really brought it together here, but MD has not lowered their bar, has not lowered their standard of good play, but a low percent down air, that's enough for an offstage situation. Ivysaur forced off stage, Sensational uses the side B to get all the way back in, but lands on the platform, avoids the up air, Sensational holds on. And here's the extension that we need. 3 up airs, you're gonna need more than that.
And at this point, too, you start to consider those rages, but
That
that's
might be it.
percent. That's going to be an up throw. Still survives, though. Doesn't pull the trigger on any aerials. They were right next to each other. Dangerous spot. Trying to hit these down airs through the platform, but the shield comes in clutch, and the up smash of Charizard seals away the second set. Fisher have tied our series.
Whew. That was a brutal one right there. 4 stocks to 0 right there. That is going to be Fisher College tying this up 1-1. And what you have to keep in mind right here is the fact that we don't really get to see this is not the hard lead that we usually expect from Fisher in round 2. When Fisher loses and then starts to bring it back, or Fisher has it close and starts to bring it back, usually it's like dominance going in that second round. Now, it was dominant for an average team, but right here and now, this is not Fisher all gas, no brakes that we have seen previously. This is them with their backs up against the wall, and even at a tied series with Fisher still probably in slight advantage, this is not unwinnable for the side of Northwood.
Yeah, it's one of the first series, I guess, or however you want to put it, that Fisher has really had to grind out a lot of these sets. I mean, a lot of these games that you look at, right? A 4-point margin of victory is kind of the below standard for Fisher. They are typically just stomping teams. We're talking consistently wins by 7-8 stocks or so when they go up against, especially when you look at their schedule, a lot of those teams, they 2-0 them, and a lot of those wins are, by 5 points or 5 stocks at least. When you look at their playoff run, even, a lot of those set wins are, +5, +6, +7. But here against a Northwood squad, the question for Fisher coming in was, Northwood is a squad that when they win, it's often a little bit closer. So if it continues to be close, does Fisher have the resolve, to be able to continue to grind out sets? And we see it from Sonics, certainly, in terms of the experience that they have and, their ability to just play a little bit more patient in a lot of those sets, like Copel, for example, just continually, knowing kind of when to pull back and when they're allowed to be a little bit more freeform. But in a closer, tighter set, the longer this series goes, it felt like maybe Northwood had more of a chance. But also, Northwood is kind of a snowbally team. Taking that first set is huge. This is the first time that Northwood has kind of dropped the second set, really, or at least for a long period of time. So you're in a weird kind of gray area for both of these teams, which makes this next round very interesting to watch.
And my question here going into this third round, Copel and Sonics are the two players to watch because we've seen Frostbite, we've seen Sensational try their hand against Sonics. They both are only able to take down Sonics when they have 3 stocks and Sonics has 1. How do you deal with Sonics? How do you prevent Sonics from taking 5 stocks? That might be the win condition right there. The other win condition is find ways to beat the rest of them, the rest of the players on the side of find a way to beat the rest of the players on Fisher without those 5 stocks initially, but I don't know. I would love to see Copel have the chance to go up against players that aren't Sonics too, because I feel like Copel could get that lead that we need to see from them, especially because I feel like Sonics is starting to get the edge on Copel, even though it was very similar to what we saw in round 1. I feel like third time's a charm, and Sonics will probably only lose a single stock against Copel if they open up against each other. But if Copel is able to, take some key stocks of another player and then come in and take some stocks off of Sonics, I feel like that's their win condition right there. But you can't control the fact that if Sonics comes in first, Sonics coming in first is just the win condition right here, because I don't see why they wouldn't do that. I don't see why Fisher wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Sonics seems to have the number of everyone on Northwood's side, and that was the big question coming in. How do you deal with this Sonic player? And there's not an easy answer necessarily for the side of Northwood, because Sonics has so much experience that he's going to know generally what to do in all of those character matchups. So someone's got to go for a mix-up. And that's where I really liked Frostbite and the Roy in particular, is because you talked about it. Frostbite's got a little bit more of that X factor to his gameplay. He's a willing to take a few more big swings. And when you're going up against, the number 2 seed in grand finals, it almost feels like, what's the saying? Who dares wins, right? It feels like you got to be able to take some risks if you're going to come out on top and claim that crown at the end of the day. Someone's got to be able to find a way to read this Sonic. And I feel like Copel had the initial read, but that adaptability, that experience is starting maybe, like you said, to overwhelm that matchup. They got to find a way to keep things even and stop the bleeding. And I feel like Frostbite might be that guy. But to get to that point is the challenge. Do you hold Frostbite back? Because they typically like to lead with Frostbite. They often send Frostbite in as the second player, whereas they have no idea when Sonics is going to come in this matchup. He might open like he does here for the third set, going up against Copel. So a repeat of what we saw in set number 2. They said, we want this K rule against this Sonic, and this is what's going to play out. Do they have the answers the second time around?
Oh, Sonics is not having a good time against these projectiles. Catches the air dodge, goes all the way down, but a ledge trump. Sonics doesn't get a huge lead off of it, sliding off the platform too, ignoring the crown altogether to just go back in, keep swinging. Sonics goes way low, gets the 2-frame with the down air as well. 85% on Sonics. This is breathtaking from Copel right there to be able to keep this alive. Woo!
Solid connections too on that edge guard. I mean, now, by the time Sonics got back on stage, he was at 80. Now he's at 126, and that neutral will be nearly able to catch him. What a grab! And that up tilt's gonna take it. What a snatch that was! My goodness, looking like Odell Beckham with the fingers there, catching him off guard. And all of a sudden, 88% here onto Sonics, onto Copel. Copel's now trapped at ledge, but he's able to get the crown and get back only for a moment. Forward air comes through, but the heavy crocodile survives, but not for long. The back air from distance, able to catch him.
Okay, that is key adaptation right there from Sonics. We had seen Copel live ludicrously long at times, goes for the early stock right here, and you need an early one. Ooh, calls out the jump so hard from Sonics right there, makes them think that airspace is safe, and then takes it away. Dash attack at ledge, that was nearly a kill right there, Soy. And another option right here, tech chase, and they had the read, but get up attack right there, intelligent option from Sonics. Copel holding this lead.
It's dangerous. These dash attacks, though, from Copel have been so good. It's often easy to forget, that dash attack has such good armor, but the Nair coming through, huge opportunity here. Went for the back air, risked it all, but he's able to get back, and the up air comes through. Sonics down to their last stock here, but maybe an opportunity the other way to even things back up. The crown's on stage, but look at Sonics. Now a chance here. Up B, the crown came back to him. Now, again, trapped in the cycle. The back air, we've seen Sonics, that's been his answer time and time again for those low recoveries, is knock him back into the stage, but that time around, messes up the spacing, and Copel's back, and now they're looking for extra credit.
Oh, that was a great turnaround back air right there, but is it enough right here? As already Copel still holds onto this stock, rides the stage right up into that recovery. Crown off of ledge, gives Copel center stage. Sonic retreats to the platform, but the super armor is too much. Sonics gets caught by it again. I thought Sonics would be there with the adaptation. They definitely are, but Copel is managing to stay one step ahead. Oh, this is the first lead we've seen Copel have. We do also have to harp on that.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen someone have a lead on Sonics just in general, but that's stock. I mean, you're at a plus 100% differential here. You're in the red, and now you're looking at Sonics and going, you got to be very careful. That neutral B almost catching him. This is a lot of rage on a heavy character. They catch Sonics once. It could be their demise. 77% here. Crown back online, and they do not care. The armor continuing to save them time and time again. Do they find the heavy hit? The cannonball has to be shielded, but the dash attack fights through. How much belly armor does K. Rool have here? Another recovery. They have to find something here. Do they get back in? The jabs connect. 123. Surely another strong hit does it. Crown will knock them up. Cannonball used. Dash attack. They risked it all, but this could be the stock here. Forward throw. Still not enough. They're risking the edge guard. But the crown clips them once again. This is so much damage.
Yeah, and then they're able to cover. They're picking up the crown right there. They get the command grab, and now they send the crown backwards. An unorthodox angle that does catch Sonics. They keep doing something different every single time. Different arrangements of all of these strategies. Catches the jump for the second time. 2 stocks taken like that, and that is 2 stocking Sonics. This is the biggest lead Northwood could ever have, Soy.
Huge play from Kopel, a 2-stock victory. He's at 207 against one of the most experienced players in the ECAC. Incredible performance from Kopel there to take the lead for Northwood. And just, we were saying, you know, oh, I don't know about this matchup. Kopel seems to be kind of dropping off. It feels like it's scaling a little bit harder towards Sonics' favor. And all of a sudden, they give us that. Wow, huge performance from Kopel.
And there were so many little things from that. Obviously, the biggest factor in that was the different arrangements of Kopel's ledge traps. Going up and down on that side platform, finding different ways to use your advantage right there, mixing up Sonics, making Sonics think they're safe to go for a jump and then throwing out the cannonball when they least expect it. However, there were so many times when Sonics got hit and you're like, what even hit Sonics? Or maybe if you saw what hit it, it's like, why did Sonics get hit there? Like, using Kopel uses K-Rool's bad frame data to bait people into options that they think they are safe, but then they have a trap set for them. My favorite one that I saw throughout the entire set was throwing out the crown before they go up for a juggle situation. They missed the up air. K-Rool's up air is infamously long in end lag. You throw up that up air, it's quick, sure, but then you're stuck in that pose for so long, and yet Kopel had the crown on the landing, so when Sonics went to punish the landing with a really hard punish, probably a smash attack or something, they get caught by the crown because Kopel understands that what they're doing deserves to be punished and lays a mousetrap right where you want to be to hit them.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that too, because you've got to get that timing near perfect, especially against a player like Sonics, who's not only got great movement, but the speed of Sonic, I mean, is something else entirely for a character like King K. Rool to deal with. So those setups, those have to be, you know, mastered to a point. You've got to know exact timing to get that crown to come back and hit Sonics right when he is going for that punish. So huge shout out to Kopel there for that opening set. And the fact that they're able to survive at 207%. That's the percentage they were at by the time they took that third and final stock off of Sonics. Huge, because now that percent gets reset back to 0, and they're going to have 2 full stocks to deal with this next member of Fisher College.
Yeah, and while we're waiting for this last pick, there is one little adaptation that I will be honest, I don't fully understand. They had that checkmate situation. Sonics drops the spring down, it does 3%, knocks K-Rool away, and there is nothing K-Rool can do when he has no resources. Except, I feel like what Kopel has been doing is riding the stage so close that the spring always knocks them into the stage, not away from it. This means they can immediately up B again, immediately get back on stage, and often comboing off of that up B if they up B, catch Sonics with a hitbox, grab the ledge, and then go into an up air. Like, this is a very serious threat. The fact that Kopel has found ways around situations that both me and Sonics thought were optimal, unwinnable situations.
Yeah, it's huge. That's a huge point to watch because, again, we're going to have one more set at least after this, and that's going to be really difficult to play around now because Sonics, I mean, we talked about Sonics' resolve in those scenarios, right? The perfect ledge trap, right? The spring, just time and time again, is so threatening for that low recovery and still able to work around it. Slight misspacings on those back airs. It's a test of resolve. How much do you have in the tank? How consistent are you going to be after, an hour straight of trying to play perfect here? Now we get ready for the second member of Fisher College. It's going to be G Extreme rocking a new character yet again. This time it's the Pikachu.
I won't lie, I'm confused by this, Soy. I don't think Steve necessarily has a bad matchup against K-Rool, but Pikachu definitely has some of the most, maybe not the best mobility in the game, but the most threatening mobility. A lot of Pikachu's mobility isn't just for show, it leads to actual kills, actual extensions, and that's what we're seeing right here, and yet, Kopel is able to get out of it. Ooh. Forward smash sets up a ledge trapping situation. What more can you get?
There's that Nair on shield, but the Nair of Copels, how he's gotten a little bit of this chip damage on to G Extreme off the start here, even catching that recovery as well, threatening that back air too, and this is where G Extreme's got to be really careful. You've got a lot of rage on this Crocodile. If you don't find a way to take this stock early here, there's surely a big hit coming from King K. Rool. 60% to 107 here, but he neutral B's the wrong way. Counters the second projectile there, that neutral B from Pikachu, but the armor helping him out only for a moment. Forward air is not going to be able to take that stock quite yet. So Copel surviving here. How does he get off ledge? Just simply nares his way back to stage, loses his crown though, and the cannonball clashes with it, so no extra projectile for Pikachu to deal with. I like the idea to dash attack there, but still some trades back and forth, but the lasting hitbox of the forward smash will be how Copel drops their second stock.
And, well, this is Copel's place to lose right here. We did see in previous weeks that Copel was the answer to Mr. L on St. John's, but are they able to bring back that same magic we saw before? Ooh. Gets the reflect right here, but it's not enough. Here's the massive extension, but Copel, even though they escape it, G Extreme is able to keep it alive. There's that combo I was talking about, up B into up air.
That setup has got to be real tight window to pull that off. Good parries coming through, but he's not able to punish. This is just such a hard rat to track down, but he gets the grab. That's the up tilt, and that will surely do it. Stock number 1 of G Extreme off the board. Copel still got their last stock here. Can they get anything more out of it? They don't catch the Pikachu rolling back in, though. They thought they'd roll behind them, but now look at this. The up airs are starting to land. What is this juggle from K. Rool? 63 right now onto the Pikachu. G Extreme's got to be real careful.
Yeah, and this is where K. Rool shines the most. This is where Pikachu can sometimes falter, sometimes cracks can show in this invulnerable protagonist as Pikachu holds on. G Extreme holds on slow and steady. Copel, they get parried. That super armor gets them through the entirety of the back air right there.
Oh no! The crown coming back in, that up air. Like you said, nearly finding a way to take that stock. This is still, I mean, this is the danger window. Like you said, a huge potential turning point of the match right here. If G Extreme takes the stock, he holds 2, and it's only a 1 stock differential. If not, Copel is gonna get another one, and all of a sudden, G Extreme's on their last stock. That's gonna be at least, a bare minimum, a 2 stock lead headed into this next set.
You lived that? Living Pikachu up smash at 130. Unheard of right there. As Copel gets off ledge. Back throw. Immediate jump. Goes for another grab right there. That could have been brutal. Tries to go for the Tri-State Twister, but instead rolls to center stage and catches them with the forward smash. And G Extreme stops the bleeding. But Copel has done unto Fisher College what Sonics did to Northwood in the previous round. 5 stocks from Copel.
What a huge performance. Sonics off the board, G Extreme down to their last stock, and now they've got to deal with the 2 remaining members of Northwood on 1 stock, and still 1 player remaining for the side of, or post G Extreme, still 1 player remaining for the side of Fisher College. But this Pikachu, I mean, we talked to, you talked about it a little bit because we only got to see the Pikachu for a little bit, but that danger window of around 60% each, that's where it is the make or break point for Pikachu, and G Extreme just barely faltering there, showing, that's huge from Copel, once again stepping up on the biggest stage.
I want to return to the question I posed at the beginning. Why Pikachu? Because I do think that Pikachu had a lot of merits, namely Pikachu's ability to just cover the stage in projectiles, able to throw out projectiles pretty much as fast or faster than K. Rool, except Pikachu has way lower end lag at the end of it. And what that means is Copel is throwing out the crown, throwing out the cannonball, and they're just clanking against the T-Jolts. They're never having an opportunity to really pose any real danger to the side of G Extreme. And by taking those out of the equation, that's a lot of Copel's main options out of the equation, especially in neutral.
Yeah, it seemed like a very odd pick, and maybe it's a comfort thing, maybe it's just a matchup thing where they just feel a little bit more comfortable going Pikachu against the heavy, or just something along those lines. Whatever the reason may be, it seemed like maybe it was a decent plan, but at the end of the day, Copel getting 2 more stocks here at kind of the turning point set. Whoever wins this one is on match point. Like, that is a gamble in its own right, and G Extreme is now going to have to find a way to deal with however many stocks they can with only just the one on a very light Pikachu. We didn't get to see a ton of that kind of classic Pikachu combo game, in part because of the armor. I mean, we saw that whole entirety of the back air just get swallowed up by K-Rool armor. But at the end of the day, it feels like G Extreme likes these very combo-centric characters, but hasn't necessarily found the windows to really get that full string, that full combo extension off.
Yeah, and it hurts when you're not getting the finishers to those combos, but it doesn't hurt as much due to the fact that G Extreme has generally been able to clear it out. Like, it would be a lot worse if we saw G Extreme rack up massive amounts of damage and then was completely unable to find kills. But by spacing the forward smash, by getting forward airs, even with that drag down up smash, we have seen G Extreme with the ability to get the kills. The issue is, without those extensions off of the combos into the kills, Pikachu doesn't really have that like stray hit kill power. What makes Pikachu scary is that at any percent, at like 30, at 0, at anything, you can get clipped by a back air, a falling up air, whatever you please, and then all of a sudden you're being carried to the edge of the stage. There is literally nothing you can do if the Pikachu doesn't mess up, and you're dead. We haven't seen G Extreme able to get that same power, and even though Pikachu is still an incredibly good character, without that, it doesn't carry the same threat as other Pikachus do. So we do see Frostbite coming in here. Not necessarily a great matchup for Roy, but Frostbite does have that kill power. We'll see how this pans out here.
Town and City, the stage selection here. A lot of space for G Extreme to work with, if that is the correct stage selection. But yeah, it looks like it is. We'll get this underway. 2 stocks off the board of Extreme. Frostbite only needs to take 1 to set Fisher to their last player. Or does G Extreme take advantage of this matchup? Because Roy, off stage, it's very exploitable. Look at the back airs here. Do they have their jump? Yes, they do. And they just barely upbeat back to stage. The down air caught G Extreme on the way back there. But these down Bs, they really want to find a way to take the stock early.
Down throw into up air. 47% already. Catches the landing, but it's a lot of soft hits. Tech chase situation. It could have been at all, but Frostbite overshoots.
Ooh. These are some dangerous spots here for Frostbite. This spacing is really important in a matchup like this, but they are throwing out just a lot of these hitboxes, and not a lot of them are landing. It's a very dangerous spot to be in, but these low recoveries are just barely helping out. Holding that side B for so long was so dangerous, and that neutral B, that T-Jolt, is going to be so difficult for Frostbite to deal with. Lasting hitbox of the forward smash, even clipping air dodge around, and he'll still be able to make it back to stage here, but you're in the red for both characters here. Huge stock for Frostbite and G Extreme. Dash attack, not able to take it. Edge guard, not going to be used here. Hold shield along that ledge once more, and we'll simply wait for one more mistake here between these two. Jabs not landing, roll behind, dash attack, still not enough. Back throw, still no follow-up. Soft hit of back air, but Pikachu will survive.
Nair, oh my gosh, Nair sent it into the blast zone. I thought I'd never see it. The forward air, though, tried to trade with the Nair, and that leads to an SD. Unfortunate right there. G Extreme waits, reads the roll, but is not quite fast enough to punish, and now you're caught in the back air strings. Uh-oh.
Good grab. Ooh, down air. Oh, I love the play from G Extreme. He wanted it all with that back air. If he got it, that was surely the stock off of Frostbite. G Extreme doing what he can to bring this back, but run up dash, or run up forward tilt, I should say, will take it. So Frostbite drops 1, but he puts Fisher College onto their last member.
Frostbite right there catching on at the very end to a panic option from G Extreme. The roll when there's a long distance approach. We saw it twice. First, we saw Frostbite run at G Extreme from across the stage, and then wait a second, waited for the roll away, and then go for the forward tilt. That time G Extreme shielded it. But as you saw at the very end right there, all the way across the stage, so much time to pick an option. G Extreme, though, was in panic mode, in scramble mode. They fell back on the most base instincts, roll away. And that's exactly what Frostbite used to correct their mistake from before and finish the game.
Yeah, huge play there from Frostbite to clean up that stock, because now in a matchup like that, I think you can kind of see why G Extreme is so liked by Fisher College, right? And again, in a volatile matchup, you got to be able to know when you can take those big swings, and they almost caught Frostbite very early. You saw right off the bat, that very first stock, they not only get that back air string to get them off stage, but they continue to follow them off stage with the forward airs. And then even when it seems like, okay, that's going to be the end of it, then they go for the down B spike. And then you saw that down B, that thunder come through time and time again. They were so careful about, just they would throw that move out, but it was about the looming threat of saying, hey, you have to be perfect in your recovery here, because if you mess up the spacing, if you mess up at all, I will be there and I will take your stock. And anything, and for G Extreme's point of view, anything he gets is gravy, because it gets him closer and closer to that tie.
Yeah, and one last little compliment for G Extreme. We talked about how G Extreme wasn't getting these crazy extensions, early percent kills that make Pikachu a true top 3 threat. They went for it right at the end there with those ledge traps. I mean, down throw into down air, falling down with the back air, and even though it didn't quite land, G Extreme demonstrated that they have the capability to take stocks at 30%. That's what makes Pikachu scary. That's what makes G Extreme extremely scary. So very nice to see there from G Extreme. Frostbite, though, found ways around it. Very intelligent recoveries overall, and they're going to continue applying that intelligence into this next battle. Oof. It's going to be PS2 again. So trying to think of who would want to play there. I have to assume Tony Pajamas would be the final representative, and that's a little scary because of the fact that Tony Pajamas was the one who went down. The other option, I think, is MD. Between the two of them, I think MD is the better choice. Even though Tony Pajamas has the experience against Frostbite, and I do believe that Tony probably would win against Frostbite, you would then have to go against a player you haven't played against before with 1 stock. And that's what they are going to do. We'll see how this pans out here. Frostbite with 2 stocks, Tony Pajamas with 1. Or wait, no, with 3.
Yeah, Tony Pajamas stepping in as the third and final member of Fisher College for this third set here. Can they find a way? It was very close when these two played in that opener of Grand Finals in the very first match. I believe it came down to, it was a 1-stock victory for Frostbite, but those percentages were both kind of, I think, low 70s or maybe mid 80s at the around that point. So it was very close the last time these two met, and you have that stock lead for Tony Pajamas to work with. And even here, you're seeing a percent lead on this opening stock between these two, but it's up to Frostbite to make some plays, and that's what he's been doing today. Look at this, the chase down, 84 right now. Not able to get that edge guard on the low recovery, but this might be the stock. Yes, it will. Budget cross slash comes through and takes the stock off of Tony Pajamas. It's back to dead even in stock count, but still 112 here on Frostbite.
I don't know why, but like calling it budget cross slash does it a disservice. That move kills it like 40 at ledge. That was the okay, commenting on game again, that was the most brutal scream off the top I've ever heard.
It's so visceral.
Anyways, though, it does represent how you feel being clipped by Tony Pajamas, though getting stock off is already a great start. Forward air, hard forward air, sends Tony all the way off, goes for all with that forward smash, and the low end lag keeps Frostbite in this fight, clips Tony on the landing, not enough to do any real damage, but enough to stack on the fear. Back air out of that PK fire. What more can you get?
He landed on the platform, but the up air did not catch him in time. Tony Pajamas just maybe a little bit slow to the play there, but Frostbite here, can they get something here on this last stock? Can they hold that 2-stock lead that they've been able to really hold throughout today's match, or at least throughout this third set. Forward tilt's not going to land. This is a back throw with the rage. Isn't enough. Yes, it is for sure. Tony Pajamas holds on to that second stock there, and now they've got a chance entering this third match.
And up against Sensational, this is a little bit scary, especially given the fact that it was a, one stock victory last time for Frostbite. This time, Tony was able to win it out without only dropping one stock. That's already a great start. Now, we're going to see Tony with 2 stocks taking on most likely Sensational with 3, and that scares me because of the fact that Tony's edge guarding is phenomenal. The fact that Tony is able to bait you off stage with tricky recoveries that end up hitting you, like using the up B, grabbing ledge with it, but still hitting you with the projectile. The fact that Tony has been able to consistently hit those, terrifying prospect against a Captain Falcon.
And I wonder, too, if this is the time that maybe, just maybe, Sensational decides to go Sephiroth instead. I feel like the Captain Falcon is the tried and true, so that feels like the play. But we have seen the Sephiroth in the past. I do agree, though. It feels like, in terms of play styles, this is going to edge towards Tony Pajamas. It's going to be in his favor, even though he is down a stock. And Sensational, though, time and time again, he's been in this anchor role. He's found ways to take stocks. Northwood, in their own right, has made a ton of these plays. But I got to give credit where credit's due to Northwood. And this is the interesting part, I think, of a series like this, not only for this grand final, but even the semifinals. There's a point where you see these teams, these players, they play each other for long enough that you start to see more heavy and heavy reads in terms of play style and what you can get away with. And I feel like this is that kind of threshold that we're crossing into. It's no longer about can you implement your game plan, it's about can you read your opponent. But here we go, Sensational on the Sephiroth, on Final Destination here for set number 3.
I like the use of these forward tilts, staying right outside of Tony Pajama's threat range, but one threat you always have to consider is that diagonal PK fire. That is something that Sensational has so far had trouble dealing with. Shadow Flare on Tony Pajamas, though. They are able to absorb it, but it doesn't matter because of the fact... Oh! Tony fell right through that up smash.
He was too close. Somehow, the small nest has snuck underneath that up smash, and that was huge. And now 93% here on Tony Pajama's second remaining stock. 101 now, but he gets the neutral beat. And Sephiroth, one of the lighter characters in this cast, surely if Tony Pajamas lands a strong hit, the Sephiroth could fall to their demise. But the forward tilts able to take it. The poke of this sword, Ness is infamous for struggling with sword characters, right? The poke of Sephiroth surely being made use of here by Cessation.
Great linger off stage right there from... Oh, is that just no jump?
No
Caught
jump?
the double jump right there, and that was an anticlimactic stock, but it is a stock nonetheless. Tony Pajamas keeps things going. Get caught out by that anti-air right here. What's dangerous is Tony Pajamas needs... Oh my gosh, that's a double PK fire into a down air. Instant swing right here. And now Sensational has to make this perfect. But Tony has the momentum, has this ability. Catches the... What? That hitbox hit?
Oh my mercy. That was so much percent. And now you're at 80% here if you're Sensational. And all of a sudden, the comeback feels real here for Fisher. They were down this entire set. And now Tony Pajamas has brought it back. They're in the percent lead here. But how do they find a way to take this stock? The neutral beat clips through and is able to get through that back air. That up smash is dangerous. Nair punish. But now, off stage, air dodge gets caught. That up air, no, not going to pull the trigger on it. Still trying to find a way back to stage here. Nair to get through. Doesn't find the sweet spot of that forward air, and he's able to air dodge around that grab. This is still dangerous for both these characters. That's a lot of rage. A potential grab, no. Doesn't pull the trigger on it. Now gets a grab, up throw, a chance to follow up, but the air dodge doesn't get scouted out by the up air. Dash attack to come through, and he'll die off the top. Tony Pajamas completes the comeback, and Fisher College are on match point.
Oh... That right there was amazing play from Tony Pajamas. It was even all throughout that first stock, and then the second that Tony Pajamas had a little bit of momentum, he rolled it all the way to the end. Now, it is great to me to see that Sensational was able to put a stop to that momentum towards the end of that match, but it was a little too late. Sensational, a little bit of nerves, read air dodges, and then didn't actually throw out a move to punish them. And that is due to partially the fact that Ness has such ambiguous aerial drift at times. But overall, the comment I have to say, Northwood has played so good that we've been talking about Fisher College like they're a team that's carried by Sonics. Which isn't true. Yeah, objectively.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, Sonics is a huge part of why they won, but by no means, there have been weeks where Sonics has not played, and they still continue to get +5 stock victories for Fisher College. So everyone on this Fisher College squad has popped off at one point or another this season, or had their kind of highlight reel match, highlight reel day. And here, Tony Pajamas, credit where credit's due, down a stock against Sephiroth on FD, able to bring it back, a huge swing there. And now Fisher College, they've taken back-to-back sets, and they're one set away from claiming the crown.
Yeah, and that one set is coming up very soon. We are going to go to the briefest of breaks to make sure everything is ready for what could be the final set of ECAC, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. You're offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Grand Finals of the ECAC Division A. We are getting ready for set number 4 between Northwood and Fisher College. Picks and bans are over and done with, and we are getting ready for some more SSBU action. This is going to be an interesting set. Again, Fisher College on match point after a comeback victory in the last moments of that third set.
We opened the last set by saying that somehow Northwood's win condition was getting them to not send in Sonics because Sonics was just going to beat Copel again. Our bad. Copel somehow managed to beat Sonics. Not somehow, beat Sonics in a fairly dominant I mean, not super dominant, but for Sonics, 2-stocking Sonics in any context is kind of insane. Especially after Sonics had already played them twice. Their adaptation was just that far ahead. So, Sonics is actually taking a step back from the opener position, as we do have G Extreme coming in here. G Extreme was the opener to the K Rule last time. Now, with only 1 stock, we did see Copel take 2 stocks from G Extreme. But this is G Extreme who is ready, who is practiced, and this is the same G Extreme who did knock out Copel in the previous round, albeit with some battle damage of their own. Is it enough now to send in G Extreme to finish off this K Rule, or will Copel get just a massive opening once again?
That is the question as we get ready for this 4th and potentially final set if Fisher College are able to secure the win in this final crew battle. But I think we're at an interesting point. I kind of mentioned this at the end of that last series that now these players, I mean, they've probably been doing some warm-ups for a little while, and now they've gone against each other. This will be the 4th time in a row now. Both of these players, both of these teams know each other pretty well, have a pretty good sense of how each other now wants to play. So I'm expecting an explosive fourth series of just a lot of not only just good solid mechanics, but solid heavy reads that we see. Northwood has been a little bit more daring in a couple of their plays, but it's been players like G Extreme on this Pikachu, which we see again from that third set here to enter in against Copel. G Extreme was willing to risk a few more plays, willing to be a little bit more of an aggressor. Got punished for it a little bit more frequently against Copel, but that playmaking ability is going to be so impactful here in this fourth set.
Counters out of there, but still the up air string continues, gets the spike, but too low of a percent for it to matter all too much. Now, in the previous match, we saw that G Extreme's Thunder Jolts disabling Copel's projectiles was such a huge caveat for Copel's game plan. Can they find an answer this time? At the moment, it feels like G Extreme is able to play this range game, catches the neutral get up with a fully charged forward smash, and it's still not enough, Soy.
Still not enough, and just barely air dodging around there too. That was huge. Up throw, not going to lead to too much, and G Extreme will be able to make it back to stage as well. G Extreme playing this very good right now, crossing up King K. Rool many a time, and Copel has not really had a solid punish. He's got these counters on these T-Jolts. The projectiles aren't nearly as threatening this time around because of the space that G Extreme has to work with. Even there, armoring through the back air, but not able to get anything to punish off the back of it. Has to recover low here. He's at 153. Has to recover high now off of the missed ledge grab, and the forward air will still be enough to take that opening stock.
And immediately G Extreme's game plan is rock solid against the K. Rool. Copel is struggling to find any ways, to even set up any of their textbook ledge traps. Pikachu just has ways around it, and you can even get Pikachu off stage. You saw them go for a shield grab right there, and Pikachu did not let them. Instead, G Extreme gets 74 off the lightning loops.
That's so much damage. I mean, it loops their own, but now 74 to 76, just like that in terms of stock count. But still, Copel struggling to find ways to attack this Pikachu. Cannot find a way to track down this Pokemon right now. Nair to knock them away, but still, these wall jumps into up Bs, there is no real easy answer, and the down B is going to connect the spike in all hits, but Copel, low recovery once more. He'll make it back, gets the crown as well, but they'll just have to back away. But look at the combo game from G Extreme. One small overextension, and they die off the top to an up smash.
This is raising serious questions about how Northwood is going to make this work. G Extreme is the answer that all of Northwood was dreading from Fisher. Down throw into up smash easily takes the stock from Pikachu, but now you've got to take two more if you even want to give Northwood a fighting chance, because even with a 5-stock lead gained by Copel in previous rounds, the rest of the team wasn't able to clean it up, especially against the likes of Fisher.
Almost a solid hit of back air there. Forward air doesn't come through, but these nairs along the ledge have always been dangerous. Oh my, Copel really eager to try and bring this one back with that potential back air spike, but hasn't had a whole ton of success with it. Did get one very much earlier in the day. The crown connects there. That's some good damage, and now you do start to worry about this stock a little bit for G Extreme at 80%. Doesn't catch a jump there with that cannonball, and all of this percent now really starting to rack up onto Copel. 84 once again. Doesn't get the drag off there with the neutral B, and all of a sudden back air is going to land, and this is still a tricky spot, but the counter comes through. That's a huge stock for Copel to take.
Yeah, and Copel's feeling themselves now. They got their one opening. Playing around this ledge, even though it's dangerous, they know that that is where they could get a potential kill. Somehow that dash tech beats out the cannonball and hits Copel. That's Pikachu for you. But that is an up close and personal hit, 54%, and you're off stage. Goes for the crown, ledge trapping right here, gets hit out of the ledge trap. A down, fourth throw instead. This is Copel with all the momentum in the world. G Extreme needs to find a way to stop the bleeding. Can they do it here?
That's a solid hit of forward air. 96 right now onto this Pikachu. G Extreme looking for a way back to stage, but the forward smash is going to get punished. Dip underneath with the up air, and Copel was down 3-1 and brought it all back. Northwood's back in the lead.
They earned that taunt at the end right there. A reverse 3-stock? You are allowed to taunt after that because come on. Can you believe that? G Extreme had a rock solid gameplay and Copel didn't seem to have any answers to it. How do you ledge trap that which cannot be on the ledge? I mean, Pikachu's just going all up and around it. And the fact of the matter is, Pikachu's movement is incredibly threatening. The fact that a quick attack landing could end up just murdering you right then and there. But, well, we saw Copel find ways to interrupt Pikachu at the beginning of the movement, catching quick attack before they actually even started moving, catching a lot of Thunder Jolts before they even came out, punishing them for even throwing the Thunder Jolts out in the first place. Copel found their ways in, and oh, they earned that win.
What a huge comeback that was. The counters on the T-Jolts was seemingly irrelevant through the first portions of that series, and then as it dragged on, all of a sudden the counter taking that second stock off the board, you felt like, okay, at least he's got a chance here on this last stock. And I always say, SSBU, as long as you've got one stock, you've got a chance. And Copel making the most of it there, able to take that stock. And again, I talk about being a playmaker. We mentioned Frostbite with that X factor, willing to take some risks. G Extreme getting punished there for taking that risk. That forward smash on the platform, saying you're going to jump into me because you just want to hit me. You just want to get the stock over with. And instead, dipping underneath the platform and going for that long up air hitbox to take that stock. Such a clean punish there from Copel to give Northwood the lead here, only by a stock, but they hold on to it, and that's just what they need. And now we get to see what Fisher College has in response.
Yeah, I mean, we said at the end of the last crew battle, Northwood has been playing so good, it makes them look like a team that is carried by Sonics. However, right now, Fisher is opting for a different strategy, not sending out Sonics initially. Instead, we are seeing the other members of Fisher being used to wear down this previously unknown behemoth that is Copel. Tony Pajama's coming out next. Tony has repeatedly been the clutch factor, the consistent member of Fisher to come out and save games when needed the most. Needs to be able to wipe out Copel here and now, prevent them from getting that lead, but right now trading back and forth. This is not the dominance we often see from Tony. Can he bring it back here as he warms up, gets hotter, carries Copel off stage?
Crown not going to connect there, and we'll be offline for the moment. But an air into forward tilt there is a pretty solid combo to knock Tony Pajamas away. And now the combo game is really starting to come online. The forward air catches the air dodge. Copel, he's a madman right now. Where has this been all season long? It's been here all along, maybe. Oh my goodness, look at this. Taking the stock, 26% already on Tony Pajama's second. Tony Pajama's able to get that comeback win last time, but really in a bit of a struggle here to take something off of Copel off this first stock.
Oh, finally, the down smash will do it, and I like that. Copel would have lived off the top, so send him towards the blast zone. That is the perfect move, but I have to say, that first stock was just a compilation of oddly satisfying K-Rool moments. The way everything just barely connected. The way nothing seemed like it was going to work, but just the very last hit of the crown would connect into the very last hit of that forward air. It just kept going on and on and on in ways that I did not know combos could be extended.
It was the perfect storm there, seemingly, for Copel to take that first stock. So Northwood still will hold the lead. But, and this is a huge question now, Copel has kind of been the answer for a lot of these, potential players for Northwood that have really swung the momentum, right? We talk about, we've talked about Sonics and the experience that he has. We've talked about Tony Pajamas and that pop-off potential. But now Copel's off the board, and it's up to these next two players of Northwood, which have been consistently Frostbite and Sensational. Sensational has had a little bit more of a struggle today, constantly being the anchor, but not always from the kind of leading perspective. do they opt to send him in here and try and get the run back? Because this is the situation that ended that last series. Tony Pajamas with 2 stocks, Sensational will start with 3. Or do they lean once again on Frostbite, who has been able to deal with Tony Pajamas, but then you leave, a question mark as to how will he do against Sonics, who is presumably that third and final member, Fisher College in this final moment. Maybe you lean on SGP, who we haven't seen today on the Wii Fit, but that is the question that is now posed to Northwood in this situation.
I am surprised we haven't seen SGP, but I don't know if I love to see. I've seen Tony take apart Wii Fit trainers. Even though Wii Fit plays really good on the ledge, Tony has shown his ability to get in up close and personal, get a diagonal PK fire directly into a spike. You don't want to be seeing that happening. I feel like even though Frostbite didn't do as hot in the previous match, you have to put faith in your team's adaptation. If you play solely leading by fear, it's not going to go well for you, to say the absolute least. So I would not hate seeing that, but instead we do see Sensational on the Falcon, trying to be the answer to Tony this time. Wasn't able to close it out with the Sephiroth previously, so going over to the Falcon.
And the Captain Falcon, I believe, is the tried and true of Sensational at the end of the day. The question is, it's a lot tougher of a matchup going up against Tony Pajamas. Do they have the answers here to hold on and get this win, or at least keep themselves in the lead here? It's going to be difficult to do when you're off stage and you've used your jump, and now the smash attacks are starting to clip below the ledge, but he'll be able to make it back. 106 to 57 here. Already a pretty decent percent lead built up for Tony Pajamas, but the up B will help dip into that.
Ooh, side B opens them up, but are not able to extend into that up smash. And at the moment, Tony is being very elusive in the air, but not able to get the follow-ups that he wants off of these key moments. Get up right through that rapid jab. I guess not proper spacing from Sensational in the chaos. But ooh, that's a big option right here. But Tony just doesn't have the burst option to keep up with Captain Falcon at times. Not something I was expecting to see, but calling out that up B for the second time. You can't get away with that twice.
Not at all. Back air, though, will be able to answer right back. Tony Pajamas getting caught there just moments after. So 2-1 now. The stock count in Sensational and Northwood's favor. These up smashes have been kind of thrown out at seemingly random times, trying to keep them in the air, but haven't always found their mark. And now you're getting double the side Bs from Tony Pajamas. That's a lot of percent once again. Sensational starting to find these forward tilts. Gets the nair. Doesn't find the up smash again. Just trying to track down Tony Pajamas landings. But oh my, he had the read too, but the tech roll out from Tony Pajamas at the last second gets him out of dodge.
Ooh, nice use of the down tilt right there to send way far out, but calls out a very early, just preemptive forward air right there. I like not challenging there. Gets the gentleman as well from that edge guard opportunity right here, but Tony goes straight to ledge, rolls right on through Sensational. It's the stomp. Tony drifts way out, but I love how Sensational is not overextending right here. Perfect play in this latter half.
Such a huge stock here for Sensational. If he can hold on to this one and take down Tony Pajamas, then he's got 2 stocks to try and get something onto Sonics. And he does! He's able to do it! The parry into the dash attack, just the last second of the hitbox, taking down Tony Pajamas.
Northwood's doing it. Northwood is, we talked about how Fisher is the adaptation machine, how Fisher consistently goes through and might cut it a little close in the first crew battle and then comes back and dominates in the next ones. Right now, Northwood is showing they not only can keep up with Fisher College, they can stay ahead. Now, we do face the issue, the fact that there are 3 stocks on Sonics, and only 5 left on the side of Northwood. And we talked about how if anyone is favored in those circumstances, it is Sonics. Now, when the last time we said that, Sonics did end up falling to Copel, but Copel isn't there anymore. Copel was taken down by the other members of Fisher. I think this is Fisher's strategy, knowing that Copel was the only real answer to Sonics. So, up against the other 2 members, Frostbite and Sensational. They needed 3 stocks to just take 1 from Sonics. Can they bring this back? Can they make this look like an even game? With how hot Sensational was playing, it's possible, but I'm not sure, Soy.
He's got 2 chances to get something on the board here, and Sensational has had moments of their own throughout this season, but this series in particular, he's been tasked with a lot of difficult matchups, and this is all coming off of that last set, that set that decided who would be on match point. And he lost on FD to Tony Pajamas. To bounce back and take this set with Captain Falcon is huge. And to hold on to 2 stocks is huge. But as we've mentioned, this is Sonics, one of the most experienced players in the ECAC, who's about to step in. And this Sonic really got rolling, especially in the past, or in sets 2 and 3 against players like Sensational, right? So this is going to be a difficult task for Sensational. The question is, how much can Sensational get done? Is he able to take a stock at all? Because this is what Sonics has done. He steps in moments like this, plays cleanup crew, and just continues to make play after play. And still, Frostbite looming in the background. That Roy, it's going to be Roy. He hasn't gone anything else all season long. It's going to be a huge question mark, but this is where plays are made. It's also worth noting, interestingly, that Sonics, it was the anchor of the very first set. The only set that Fisher College has lost all season long. Here he is again now in this anchor spot, asked with taking the next 5 stocks. Like you said, Copel no longer on the board, but 5 stocks against Northwood is still a lot. So here we go. Last member of Fisher College trying to pull off a 5-stock comeback, 3 of their own to do it. Who comes out on top here?
Ooh. Going for that jab ledge trapping that we saw before. Reverse up B. Unfortunately, picked the right option, wrong direction. But right now, Sensational is keeping it even with Sonics, which is about all you need to do. If you're able to keep things even, get 2 stocks off the board, then, well, that's great. As we're seeing, that's not often what Sonics gets away with.
That side B, down B is going to get caught, and the edge guard here is going to be dangerous. Finds the strong hit of back air to 93. Another early up B, but the fade around just enough to do so there. So, Sensational able to make it back to stage here. Gets 32. The up tilt doesn't land here. Those up tilts have really been a struggle to land for Sensational today. We've seen them throw out a couple as well. But now the follow-up into the forward air, off stage once more. Hasn't used his jump yet, and maybe never had in the first place. Falls to the spring threat there, and all of a sudden, it's back to a chance now. This pressure from Sonics, he just is unrelenting, keeping Sensational in the corner.
This is the kind of play we've come to expect from Sonics. The kind of play that everyone has come to expect from Sonics. The fact that, well, he sees your kill options, he sees what you want to do, and he just chooses not to interact with it. Instead, you are going to fight on Sonics' turf, and it is very rocky terrain, my friend. Sonics is the one who has proficiency here, and right here, oh, Seth, even with all the recovery mix-ups, still it feels like you can never get through the option coverage. Even a stomp is enough to set up to a kill. Sonic still holds on.
Huge stock here for Sensational. Can he give Northwood the edge on that third set because it feels like his stock right now is working on borrowed time. 135, down B back to stage, jab to knock him off, air dodge back to the ledge, doesn't find the up smash, won't find the up air either, but there, almost a chance, but no! The trade not going in his favor, the up air is not going to take the stock quite yet. He's back at the ledge. Sonic's looking for those back airs. A strong hit will do it at 156. But he's got to be careful here. He's at 82, and that up smash scoops. If it's able to beat out that side B, which it feels like that's what Sensational is banking on right now, it would potentially be the stock. He gets clipped by the down B once more. Nearly caught him with that up smash too because he went back on stage instead of the ledge. 90 to 162. Maybe a chance to go for another play around this ledge. The back air. Able to knock him off stage once more. Falling down. Up B doesn't catch him on his way back. Another down B, and now things are starting to look rough. But the Nair is going to take it. One stock off the board of Sonics, and 162 on Sensational.
And Sensational actually lives through the ledge invulnerability. Oh, and gets away from the grab too. The most elusive last stock I think Sonics has dealt with throughout this league. Oh, Sensational has been sticking away, is actually out of the range a lot of Sonics' kill options. I would expect we might see like some forward smashes come out soon, like just going for like jabs at ledge. Sonics is actually struggling to get a hit in. Oh my gosh. I've never seen spin dash into forward air not connect. Finally, I think that was a trade on the down air. Sonics gets a hit. But Sensational has to applaud their own survivability right there. Captain Falcon is often lauded as a very predictable movement character. The fact that his turnaround is so long, and yet Sensational is able to use ambiguous movement, very strange drifts to get through Sonics' edge guarding time and time again. Great stuff overall from Sonics.
from Sonics and Sensational there. Yeah. Sensational able to take a stock, so Northwood still holding the lead. But we've seen this before. A 3-2 stock count headed into the final match of a set, or of a crew battle between these two. It just happened in the previous crew battle. And we saw Tony Pajamas pull off the comeback, able to take down Sensational Sephiroth on FD. Now, a very different story. Frostbite will likely step in here with Roy going up against Sonics' Sonic. Now, the question is, Sonics is down a stock. Does he have it in him to take down Frostbite? We believe so, absolutely. But is that X factor, that Roy that we've seen take a couple of heavy swings, go for heavy reads? I mean, how many times have we seen him go for things like the delayed side B or the early side B kills at, 50, 60%, go for roll reads with forward smash? He's willing to be a little bit riskier. Does the coin flip his way on those reads now in the most pivotal of moments? Because if Sonics wins this, then Fisher College will have secured themselves the championship. It's up to Northwood to extend this series.
No, we're getting right into it. I was about to try to hype it up, but Frostbite, this is a dire situation. This is the most dire straits you could be in. If Northwood loses this, it is Fisher's win. A win that they have been working hard for all semester, and even though they've had to work harder in this series than I think they ever have, right now, this is hard. That right there immediately demonstrated Sonics' ledge hang is below the jab ledge trapping. That means Sonics has to pick an option in order for Frostbite to get anything off of that jab.
That's going to be something to watch for, because Frostbite, we know he loves that jab at ledge. We've seen it time and time again today. But look at the chase down right now. 95%, by the way, on Frostbite already, seemingly. That's a decent amount of rage, but not easy for Frostbite to make use of. It's hard to track down this Hedgehog. And look at this. Even now, the Nairs are starting to land. Side B, not going to be able to find its mark. And it feels like Frostbite, although Roy's a fast character, if these disjoints don't land, if it's not an easy setup, it feels like it's kind of one and done for Frostbite, whereas Sonics has all of the kind of control of the pace of the matchup here, even getting a grab into a back throw now.
Up B interrupted by that spring, but then here we go. Frostbite goes in with that forward tilt. Opportunity for a kill right there. Goes for the jab, does not connect. Ooh, you can see Sonics is so aware of the kill options. Forward throw. We're respecting them so hard. No tech on that spring, and that is the first stock down. Sonics already on the warpath to cleaning this up for Fisher.
You can feel the tension between these two players. Frostbite is not taking any of those risks. He is waiting for Sonics to make a move when in disadvantage or to make a play, especially in neutral. Hold shield and just kind of wait to punish. Now the down B comes through, but instead of going for that fully forward slash, he instead goes for the downward angle to rack up that percent, knowing that the next strong hit could do it now, getting above that 100% marker. Up B's back to ledge here. He's at 16 and he'll be able to make it back cleanly, but maybe not so. The grab comes through. There's a forward air. Spring, not going to land quite yet. And now Frostbite, he's looking for a way to get a strong aerial hit here, but Sonics is just so difficult to track down in the sky.
And now Sonics is controlling the ground as well, catching all of Frostbite's landings. It feels like Frostbite is barely able to stay on the ground, which with that sword you'd think it'd be a lot easier, but no. And one thing that is really hurting Frostbite is Roy's lack of lingering hitboxes. I like the attempts to use that side B, but otherwise Frostbite just has to be so precise. A lot more precise than Roy normally has to be.
Good drift there by that up B to get around the spring. This is a good grab, but he's not going to be able to get too much off of it. Good wall jump there as well from Sonics to make it back. And the forward tilt sneaking underneath that neutral air. Homing attack's not going to track on. There's another forward tilt to get underneath. Speaking of getting underneath, he gets underneath the spring, but that's a jab. Doesn't get the strong hit of up air, though. That could have been the stock. And now, look at this percent. This is a dead even game. Whoever takes this will be on their last stock. That's a good forward throw. It's not going to take the stock quite yet. Spring will interrupt it. Air dodge used, and the up B is not tall enough. And all of a sudden, Sonics has the lead. Frostbite, they are on their last stock here.
Going all the way across to preserve your ledge intangibility right here. Sonics well aware that Frostbite could just get a counter hit and take it all, so hits with a move that can't be counter hit too fast. 50% stacked on already, landing forward air, not on that side of the stage, that won't do anything. Uppy's right back to ledge, waits for it.
This is so much percent that Frostbite has taken. 73 on their last stock in a must-win scenario here for Northwood. A forward air as well. They're at 92. Dash attack, they haven't landed yet. They finally are able to do so, but they're above 100% here, and they're still looking for a strong hit to take down Sonics. Remember, he started this match at 2 stocks. They have yet to drop one here against this Roy. It's a good tech, but he's too far away. No, he's able to make it back just barely. Nair clips him once again, and there's the up air from ledge. We saw that earlier to knock him away. There it takes the stock, but now it's last stock apiece. 146-0 here, and Sonics with a strong hit of back air, looking to chase him down. The spring interrupts him as he uses jump. He won't need to. The forward air comes through, and Sonics pulls off the comeback. Fisher College win the grand final.
And that, oh, what a win it was. The fact that we saw Fisher College truly put to the test in a way we have never seen it before. We saw Sonics on the roster. We saw this is probably the strongest iteration of the Fisher roster we've ever seen. And yet, even with the fact that Fisher had prep time due to the fact that Fisher White played Northwood, even due to the fact that Northwood seemed to be down and out of it in that second crew battle, Northwood came back. Northwood kept it close. Last stock, both of those last 2 crew battles, but ultimately Fisher was just too far ahead for Northwood to catch up.
It was such a tight battle, but the biggest stars show up on the biggest stage, and Sonics did just that. Down 5 stocks to 3, and pulls it off, able to take down Northwood. And they, after dropping that first set, you wondered, was this Northwood's time? They're such a snowball-y team. When they win that first set, they are so good at cleaning it up. And yet, the battle back was insane to watch. A lot of fun this series was. And I believe we might have the chance to interview one of the players shortly afterward, but we'll have to see when or see if we can hear back. But what an overall series this was. Congratulations to both of these schools, and we'll get that opportunity to speak with one of the players after a short intermission. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore. Just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big. The only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you, they was blocking the shine. Now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents, and now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 wrists. They was sleeping on me, homie, must've got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth, years and years. Promise my brother, soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ECAC SSBU Division A Grand Finals, where we just saw Northwood fall in a 3-1 series to Fisher College. A perfect season, and they get the job done in the last moments. I mean, what a series it was. These crew battles, they were so tightly knit, but there were some huge difference maker plays throughout that series.
Yeah, and one of these huge difference makers was G Extreme stepping up, and we do have an interview with G Extreme here. G Extreme, how you doing?
Doing good. I actually didn't know it was best of 5, and when when it was Tony versus Sephical, I think the Sephiroth, I was like last stock, last hit. I was panicking, and I popped off when Tony won, thinking that it was like all over. But we had one more game. And yeah, it was really tough. I didn't expect it to be like this down to the wire, and I definitely didn't expect like Sonics to struggle as much as he did versus Copel.
It was it was very back and forth between the two of you. I mean, what was kind of your thought process heading into this matchup, knowing that you were going up against Northwood?
I wasn't exactly like sure of their roster. Like I kind of just like went in there like blindfolded. I went Roy the first game, and I believe I beat their Roy, their last stock, and then I had to go straight into Copel, which I didn't know they have or had, and I was like, oh, I'm about to like not even take a stock. But luckily we did. We won that game. No, we lost that game, but
Yeah,
it was just tough. Like they had a lot of like good players and a variety of matchups that we had to deal with that were unexpected.
yeah, and well, one of the unexpected matchups was, again, you came in on the Roy, you ended up losing to Cobble, but then coming back on the Pikachu, even though it wasn't like a dominant win, you were often the answer to Cobble. So can I ask, like, what what specifically made you the call there?
I think Pikachu does like really well versus K. Rool generally. It's one of his worst matchups. I was actually doing like really good versus Copel. I was up 2 stocks, low percent, but Copel managed to like get a good like counter in, and brought me down to last stock. And then at the end, it was just kind of like he kept me at the ledge really well, and K. Rool just killed me pretty early. because it's Pikachu, you know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he played really well to bring it back, and I was definitely the answer to that because Sonic relies a lot on like staying back a bit, baiting approaches, and punishing. But Copel does not do that. He relies on his crown and his cannonball. And a lot of times when Sonics did win an interaction, like he would have won. Like K. Rool armor just negated everything, and like his Nair would go through and his Fair would go through, and Sonics just kind of was like getting really annoyed by that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this was a very tight series overall. So recognizing those kind of issues was huge for you guys. I guess we talked about it a lot. I mean, this season for you guys had, I mean, perfect record, and that only real blemish is the fact that you dropped the opener here against
Yeah.
Northwood. Was there any kind of what was the thought process, I guess, for you guys going from set 1 to set 2 after dropping that opener in a close one?
Well, I know we keep talking about him, but Copel was definitely like the person we were like really afraid of because I mean, like even though it wasn't really lagging, like it's really hard to deal with like the delay, like the base delay with Wi-Fi, because there's at least 5 frames of delay, which makes things like really slow. It's hard to react to things compared to offline. So dealing with this like crown and stuff was really difficult at times compared to what it should be, and they understood that, and they did a really good job like sending in Copel and just kind of like in the right spots. But we were nervous mostly because of the rule set being 3v3 and what's it called, having Yoshi's story on the stage, because we have a lot of good players. Like all of our players are like um pretty like equally as good, except for Sonic's being like way higher than the rest of us. And 3v3 was really in their favor because like at some point their players their skill level slowly drops off, but for us we're like really consistent. Um so 3v3 is definitely like a nerf on us, which was a bit scary.
Yeah, understandably so. And I guess starting to wrap things up, I do want to ask, your team has always been very good at adapting. Honestly, this is the only time I think I've ever seen your team not just keep it close in the first round and then 11 stock them or 9 stock them in the next round. So can I ask, like, what is usually happening behind the scenes? Like, are you like all talking, sharing notes? Is the adaptation more on an individual level? What would you say is happening in between the crew battles?
Generally speaking, it's to be honest, like aside from like the finals, most of it is like pretty easy to deal with. Not to like sound like bad or anything, but it's just because like most crews have like that one really good player or really solid player, and then after that, like everyone else just like isn't like on that same level. But for us, we're like all like really good. So once we take care of that one player, it's like okay, whoever wants to go in goes in, and like during this crew battle, we have to like really just start thinking like, oh, they're gonna choose this, they're gonna ban that. We have to like really be careful of where we send this player in because they might just get counterpicked by like another character that can beat them or whatever. So this crew battle actually had us like really like strategizing, and the only time we had to do that before was at the offline crew battles tournament that we went to versus St. John's, and that was fun. I enjoy crew battles a lot, and it's definitely like better for us as players when it's a good competition.
This was certainly good competition. I mean, Northwood, a very strong squad in your own right. But I mean, you guys, let's talk about kind of a broad scope here. Fisher College, I mean, this is an esports program that's really developed quickly over the past couple of years. And you being a part of it, I mean, what's this win mean for your team, your squad, and your school overall?
I think it's kind of like a good showing of like what we're capable of and being really consistent, because we're already like seen as the best team in Smash. Like now, our only goal is to like keep that going and like be more dominant than the last year. We're basically not like we're not fighting for first. We're like fighting to like keep first and show why we're like at that level. So that's really what this is about for us compared to other schools. And yeah, the program is very nice. I was hit up by Aaron, and he contacts players that are really good that are going into college, and he offers them, a place to compete. And yeah, it's just been a good time. No complaints here.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. And so to wrap things up, is there anyone you want to shout out? Anyone, I mean, inside or outside of the program you feel like deserves a little bit of spot of recognition?
I think inside the program, I would shout out Tony. I think Tony is like has been like just really good at being like consistent and just like bring it back when we need him to like just do good. Like whenever we need Tony to do good, like he just shows off, and it's that's definitely like hard to do all the time, but he does it somehow. And I guess outside the game, I guess I would thank my girlfriend who's over there in the corner waiting for me to be done with this interview. And that's really it.
All right. Well, G Extreme, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for so many amazing showings over this season. Best of luck in the next one.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And with that, we are going to be closing things down for this season of Smash Brothers. But there is more ECAC coming up all throughout this week. It's finals this week all the way through. And you need to be sure that you are listening in for that. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. there is going to be the Valorant ECAC finals. So be sure to tune in then. It's going to be another amazing match, and I think Fisher's in that one too. So with all that being said, I have been Keela Miles. This has been Soy. It's been a great season. We'll see you in the next one.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.